Hey everyone, my name is Robin Graves, and this is the world according to Graves. Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks. Thanksgiving last week happened, and well, I didn't. I took a week off. I'll probably be taking the next after today, unless something really cool happens, or I'm handed something like I was this time. Something that I need to talk to you guys about. My hair is so screwed this morning. Um, I'll probably be off till after January 1st. Christmas is coming up. I have a lot of things that I have to do. Got a couple of appearances to make. Um, it's hectic. Um, Believe me, Christmas season happening, doing this, making appearances, researching some things, keeping track of a lot of things, and well, the usual. My hair is so screwed today. Could tell it's a Wednesday. I don't do Wednesdays well. It's too far away from a weekend. With everything going on, it's going to be kind of busy. I will be making a couple of appearances, private appearances, private organizations. It seems that I'm getting a little popular at times. Anyway, guys, let me get the thing out. Mike, Brightburn, very good movie. It is the dark twist on the most famous comic book ever made. Imagine Clark Kent as a child if he wasn't such a nice guy. Believe me, it's a very good movie. Let me get this out of the way. Little obligatory Pepsi product. Let's open this up here. I love that sound. Little sippage here. Let's dive into this, shall we? And Windows. Gotta love it. Let me get this out of the way. Voice is still screwed up today. Been really cold. I'm getting over a mild cold anyway, so please forgive me if my voice isn't up to par today. um, the number one story so far is the Trump impeachment. I've been trying to lay off of it because I want it to develop before I say much of anything. Uh, my ersatz producer, Gonzar, Lord of the Dark. How you doing? Has been, I get a lot of information from him, and he directs me towards certain news stories, news articles, research material. I was handed something last week that I wanted to verify before I said anything about it, and there's a lot of this that I verified through personal research, uh, contacts at the AJC, Atlanta Journal Constitution, uh, even a Democrat politician here in the area who I'm not going to mention. I don't think they want to be known as somebody who's affiliated with me. So, but this has all been verified, and it's quite scary. Um, so we're going to dive into this. I mean, the real reason for the so-called impeachment of Trump, I don't call it a real impeachment. So far, they haven't really proven anything other than opinion, and they've done quite a bit trying to make Trump look bad. Mainly the Yovanovitch, or whatever her name is, and how he hurt her feelings by firing her. Well, on Obama's watch, people died. People in her position died. Nobody said anything, but her feelings gets hurt because she's crappy at what she did and she got fired. Well, so who cares? Who cares if her feelings got hurt? She sucked. There's records of it. There is a paper trail of how bad she was. But anyway, I'm going on a tangent. I want to try to keep this straight and forward. Uh, the real reason for the impeachment, for the non-impeachment, let me put it this way: Hunter Biden, 45, has a long history of drug abuse. Okay, Hunter Biden is Joe Biden's son. Okay, has a long history of drug abuse. He was kicked out of the military in 2014 after testing positive for cocaine. Shortly after, he was appointed to the board of directors of Burisma, Ukraine's largest gas producer. Okay, now this is funny. This is weird how this happened. Uh, Now, let me clarify a few things here. A couple of weeks before he was appointed, the Vice President of the United States encouraged the Ukrainian leaders to place him in the position that he was in with Burisma, even though Hunter Biden had zero experience or knowledge of the gas industry, or even the Ukraine. I don't think he even knew Ukraine was a country, much less where it was located. Somebody who, I want to know how somebody as clueless as he was, in that industry, got appointed, on the board of directors. I would like to know. You know, he was paid $50,000 a month, and a money transfer. This is a little shady. A money transfer of $3 million was made in the Ukraine through Latvia into Cyprus and finally into accounts in the U.S. owned by Hunter Biden. This is classic money laundering. This is money laundering 101. Try to hide a money trail. Period. Now after this happened, the prosecutor in Ukraine was investigating corruption and was going to interview Hunter Biden regarding his dealings with Burisma and the blatant money laundering of the $3 million. Now, people could argue, well, he was just doing that because that was the way it went. No, there are records that the money was actually transferred that way at his request. Okay, so going straight into his account, it went through several different countries, bounced around, then made it to his account. This is to hide the money trail. This is to hide where the money came from. They've traced it all the way back to Ukraine. Before Biden could be interviewed, though, by the prosecutor, Joe Biden, a sitting vice president of the U.S., leaned on the Ukrainian government and threatened to withhold over $250 million in U.S. foreign aid unless the prosecutor was fired. The investigation into Hunter Biden and Burisma was ended, and Ukraine got the foreign aid. Now, you people are saying, well, that didn't happen. It's on YouTube right now. The video is very easy to find. In fact, I believe it was posted on one of my previous videos. A link to to Biden bragging and laughing about it. He admitted it right there on video in front of people. And they're blaming Trump for what Biden did, the quid pro quo. All Trump did was became aware of this and was trying to get the investigation into Biden go, notwithstanding that he was a presidential candidate. Just because you're a presidential candidate does not mean you're immune to prosecution for crimes. This had nothing to do with getting rid of Joe Biden. Joe Biden was not meant to make it anyway. This whole thing's been funneling down to Elizabeth Warren being the nominee for the Democratic Party. Kamala Harris, Camel Toe Harris, whatever her name is, finally dropped out. I told you she wasn't going to make it. She killed her own chances. Yeah, my hair's bad. But this is. I mean, look at who's running still. Bernie Sanders isn't going to make it. Joe Biden was not meant to. Joe Biden said he asked Obama not to endorse him. Obama refused to endorse him anyway. Biden was elected was chosen by Obama to be vice president because Obama needed somebody there who wasn't going to say anything, who was going to shut up, and once he's no longer president, would disappear. Well, Biden didn't do that. Biden is not going to be elected. Elizabeth Warren will be the one who's nominated once all is said and done. This whole thing has been set up to funnel all attention to her, so that she would be the female candidate. And of course, they're trying to go for the women's vote. It's time we have a female president bunch. I don't mind a female president as long as they know what they're doing. She's Pocahontas has lied so many times, been caught on record lying so many times in the past, and has accomplished literally nothing. Just like Joe Biden has accomplished nothing. I'll take that back. Joe Biden accomplished gun-free zones, and all gun-free zones have done is gotten people killed. So, anyway, on with this. Before Hunter Biden could be interviewed, okay, all of that was ended. The Ukraine got the foreign aid. Joe Biden bragged about it. So why are you blaming Trump for it, people? Joe Biden is the one who committed the crimes. Now you're telling me, well, you're just pointing fingers. Damn straight I am. I'm pointing fingers where the blame belongs. This is a typical Democrat tactic. Do something, then point fingers at somebody else and blame them for it. That's the typical of the Democrat lawmakers. Same thing as what Pelosi said, that another typical tactic is to release something quietly into the news, let the news start reporting it, you deny it, all the Democrats got to do is say, well, it's in the news, it must be true. So, I mean, it's a typical dirty tactic by the politicians. This has been an ongoing it's been an ongoing train of bullshit from day one. Let's get rid of him. Let's get rid of him. Let's get rid of him. Impeach him. Impeach him. Impeach 45. This is just another attempt. And believe me, you don't want Pence as president. Believe me. Because right now, all that's been done is galvanizing the right. You guys, the left right now, they all live in bubbles. I don't know anybody who likes Trump. Well, who do you like that's not a Democrat? Who do you talk to that's not a Democrat? Tell me. Nobody. You live in a bubble. Right now, the American people, especially in the flyover states, are so pissed off. There are people. There's not going to be a Democrat elected unless there's more dead people voting, more illegals voting illegally. There's no way that a Democrat's going to be reelected in 2020. Not in a fair election anyway. Anyway, on we go. Let's go into some more here. This is what is truly frightening. This is something that I had verified by several people who know. Several people in the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, even another politician, verified this. Hunter Biden was also involved in a deal with China where his father, the vice president, was working on U.S. business. The deal netted him $1.5 billion, that's 9 zeros, dollars. What would have caused China to just hand over $1.5 billion to a known drug addict who happens to be the son of a U.S. vice president? What would have caused that? That's still up in the air. We don't know. Nobody knows for sure. In 2013, VP Biden took his son Hunter on Air Force Two with him to China. A mere 10 days later, after that trip, the Bank of China signed a deal with Hunter Biden's company for over $1.5 billion. Now, pay attention. Pay attention to a company called Henniges. They make military equipment. They received some of the money of this. Why would China give money to an American company who makes military equipment for the U.S. military? Why? That's something nobody's figured out yet. Now, something more interesting is that Hunter Biden had two business partners, John Kerry's stepson, Chris Hines, and nephew of mob boss Whitey Bulger, Billy Bulger. Two politicians' sons, people who make decisions for America, partnered with a member of the mob. How did this escape the media's attention? How? Please tell me. The truth is, the media doesn't want you to know. The Democrat Party doesn't want you to know. We all know how the media works. We all know how news agencies work. They're bought and paid for by special interest, especially political parties. We're going to get into that in probably a show later on about how news agencies are actually breaking the law. But that's for another time. Actually, to tell the truth, what is going on is the Democrat Party, those in the Democrat Party that are pushing for this impeachment, Adam Schiff, are depending on you, the American people, to be ignorant, jaded, or just apathetic to what's going on. They don't want you to know. They don't want you to know anything that's going on other than their little side of the story. And as we all figured out a long time ago as children, there are always three sides to every story. your side, their side, and the right side. You know, this whole thing about the whole impeachment process so far has been very shady. And when Trump said he wanted a public trial, all of a sudden it kind of put the brakes on things. Especially when Adam Schiff said, "Yep, we've already interviewed everybody we need. We got all the witnesses we need. We got this, we got that, we got the other. Fine, I want a public trial. We can't do it yet because I still got people I need to interview," which they're doing today. I'm going to be very interested in this. I'm going to watch it with great interest. So far, they're still trying to pull some trickies here. Giuliani said, "Fine, go ahead, interview all your people, get all your evidence. We already got people we want. We're going to be doing cross examinations with." Schiff said, "Who?" He goes, "You're number one." He says, "You can't put me on the stand." Yes, they can. You can be subpoenaed. You have to be in court. You have to everything. You throw a fit. The left throws a fit. If somebody doesn't on the right doesn't cooperate with the subpoena, well, I'll tell you what, it's the same thing. We can throw a fit too. So, this is all leading actually to a very bad legal precedent. If you don't like a president, you just don't like him, you can throw him out. Well, guess what? You know what? You impeach Trump because you don't like him on trumped up charges. Yes, nice pun there. Guess what? The Republicans do the same thing to Elizabeth Warren if she becomes president, if this goes south. So, like I said, I've always told people, don't do something to somebody you don't want done to you first. Trust me, it's not going to work out. So anyway, guys, I hope you've had a decent Thanksgiving. I really hope the last 2 weeks have been good for you. I'm hoping the holidays are good for everyone. Everyone has some happy holidays here and everything. I might do one more video if I have the time before Christmas, but it'll be the last one I do till after January 1st. I got to be the Telepusa Possum Drop. I got to make an appearance there the 31st of this month, New Year's Eve. I've got to make an appearance the 20th. At a private party. I got to make an appearance this Thursday at a AMVETS post. So you guys take care of yourselves, be good, and pay attention to what's going on. Pay attention. I'm gonna be paying close attention. You guys be good to each other, like I said, and always remember, talk hard as hell. You guys take care of yourselves. Love all of you. Bye.